Why aren't you yelling? Why aren't you yelling? Why can't we let go of the inhibitions that hold you down, that you question, that say, here's an issue, I relate to it, I want to fight it, but these 6 things that describe my identity, that describe my personality, I hold on to those things deeply. And I want to hold on to them deeply to the point where I will not shout up and I will not sacrifice for this better thing, this better future that I'm looking for. That's a problem, okay, everybody? That's a problem in your relationship. That's a problem in your workforce. That's a problem in your nation. If you hold on to things that are killing you, if you sunk cost fallacy yourself into not so good situations. Someone who works really hard on a tool. Lots of people use it. Oh no, tool has fundamental issue which causes it to not be able to use on said thing which society requires. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do with a world which dedicates itself to the things that we worked hard for when they cannot sustain for the community in which inevitably will be in use of them? Do you bestow others with the expectation that you know? So let me bring it down to some structural systems. We know that we talk to people and we exchange information and we challenge that information quite a lot, okay? It's a fundamental principle to building a corpus or a brain to infer upon the world, right? What's one space that I think does this not very well? Well, my relationships. Whether I'm talking with my parents, my friends, or significant others, it's not easy to be logical. And people understand this. I think it's obvious. Humans are emotive, stochastic systems of neurons and shit, so it's not easy to define. Well, what's a system that's much more easy to define? Well-reviewed, maybe based in science, maybe, academics, right? And what's something that academics do in their search for knowledge of the physical world and the systems that be? What's something that they do that's really good? That's actually mimicked in other places, something like biology. Apoptosis. Apoptosis. I'm calling it academic apoptosis. They probably have their own good name for it, but I'm going to use that as sort of a vehicle here. What's the idea? You have published a system into a space of knowledge. You did some more science. You found out, hey, the conclusions we made here are kind of wrong in this specific way. If we fix them, it will help other researchers not get confused in the way that we had. Good faith sort of recourse and sort of remorse on the work that you've done. That's something really good. These lights are fucking blinding me. But that's the gist of it. There's this idea that I like. Going back, being remorseful, and having people that welcome that contesting your own work, that retrospection with like a warm welcome hand, with a smile, with sort of a, not pride, but with a, damn, that's kind of legit word, as they say. So why do I feel this? It should be kind of obvious. We live in a world, this messy, cloudy, gaseous corpus, not structured, but this stochastic system of all of the simulating minds thinking about our world as we progress and somehow don't unplug the cord by our last human species dying and being unable to precipitate whatever image or simulation they have made from whatever they have seen, right? So we have this system, kind of like our academic corpus, where we respect it. We say there is the way a world should be, right? And that's pretty cool. But the problem is, it's not fucking linear. It's not one big bubble. It's a graphical tensor of all information connecting people in however we could visually simulate this. We have this thing that we like a lot, this idea of killing the ideas that produce less efficacy in the system of studying the natural world. We like that. We like this science. It's basically science, but it's one further. It's metacognition science. It's saying, I'm going to do as hard as I can, and I'm studying, but oh shit, maybe I was wrong in the way I concluded things. Right. That principle, the idea that you must carry forward, but when you're rushing and you build something and it works, and you say it works, who's it working for, right? Who's still alive? What air did you take? What communities, what people, what other companies did you take the air from to fuel your fire? You know, I watched Wallace and Gromit talking about taking air out of communities. This new movie that came out, it's about an engineer and his dog, and the engineer makes some autonomous machines. Wallace makes these gnomes that take over the world, that are sort of like these AI agents, where you say, go do the thing, and they'll make these wondrous systems, but some of the systems that they're making are showing a pattern that they gotta steal from Peter to pay Paul. This idea that they have to take the air out of certain systems to fuel the new ones that come out. Now, this is sort of where I sort of counter myself. When we talk about this apoptosis, we talk about this academic apoptosis, the idea of, hey, we had these ideas of the past that we need to look at and maybe change. That conversation's the toughest conversation we have in our political theory, right? It's very difficult to be right about something, and to derive trust in something is to drive the road frequently. Why do you, when you ride your bike, start to stop looking at the ground in front of you? It's because you trust that, to your knowledge, the ship's gonna sail just fine, right? To your knowledge, as long as I perform within my understanding and I blur my eyes a little bit or blur my vision, I'm gonna make it. I don't have to worry about the gashing crack on the road, which will develop into a bigger problem, an issue that will maybe not hurt just me, but hurt the people that also traverse the road. That trust-building exercise is what makes that social apoptosis so difficult. That fact that we give so much emotion to the decisions we make, and it's hard to say you're wrong. It's hard even in academics. That's why it's sort of incentivized. It's like it's an onerous state to find, extract your error and declare it. In the real world, people have to trust that you are building a system of success. And if you place doubt on that, if you break away the integrity of your science or however you build your machines, maybe people won't be clapping for you. And for that simple reason, I think I don't speak out as much. I think for those simple reasons, you may not speak out, whether we're, again, talking about relationships, workplace, our nation, or your internal monologue. This idea of knowing when it's the right time to kill your cells, to perform the apoptosis of your own thoughts, is kind of the big idea. I want to know what dumb ideas I'm still following, and I bet you want to know what dumb ideas you're still following. What do people do in the sciences that help build that accurate state of trust? They have the resources, they have the data, they have the experiences closed in a box, in a vacuum. When we talk about our different experiences, we compartmentalize them. We are failing to tell people that I've been there before. I've seen this before. For fuck's sake, I've played these games before. We're pretty much trying to say, me and other people that are voicing this sort of thing, we're not wrong, okay? But we're not entirely right. We're in the hard space of the wrong rights. The times where if you choose to dwell too much on the wrongs, you will be cast to the depths of self-doubt. And if you choose to bank too hard on the rights, you'll be sort of cast off as a clown, overly ambitious, and not really hesitant enough to navigate these waters. I'm young, I just turned 24, and I think I can navigate these waters. I don't trust the captains. I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust the captains. Mutiny is a word that I hear. Mutiny is something that's not easy when you're not properly organized. When the demon you're fighting is not the human, is not the person, is not the clear idea, but the corpus of the way that we challenge ourselves, you need a strong captain to get through those waters. I'm going to be completely fucking honest. So stick around. Let's keep talking. And let's make some progress. Please.